What secret are you currently hiding from someone that you're willing to share online? My wife thinks I've been cheating on her for the past 6 months. I can see it in the way she looks at me when I come home late, the way she checks my phone when she thinks I'm sleeping, the way she goes quiet when I say I have to work weekends. She's not wrong to be suspicious. I've been lying to her constantly, made up meetings that don't exist, fake business trips that never happened. I even have a whole cover story about helping my coworker Derek with some big project that's taking months to finish. The truth is way more complicated than an affair. It started last winter when I noticed our elderly neighbor Harold hadn't picked up his mail in 3 days. His porch light was still on from Christmas and snow was piling up on his front steps. I knocked on his door around noon, no answer. I could hear his TV blaring inside, so I knew he was home. I tried calling his name through the door. Nothing. I tried the back door and found it unlocked. Harold was on his kitchen floor. He'd fallen trying to reach something on a high shelf. Been lying there for 2 days. Too weak to get up. Too proud to yell for help from his neighbors. I helped him up and made sure nothing was broken. That's when I noticed his house was a complete disaster. Dishes piled everywhere. No food in the fridge except expired milk. Pills scattered on the counter like he couldn't remember what he'd taken. Harold used to be this tough guy who fixed everyone's cars in the neighborhood, built his own deck, shoveled snow for the old ladies on our street. Now he was 78, living alone and clearly struggling with basic daily tasks. His daughter lives in California and calls maybe once a month. His son died in Iraq 15 years ago. His wife passed away from cancer 8 years back. The man had nobody checking on him regularly. I started visiting him the next day. Just a quick check before work to make sure he was okay. A quick visits turned into grocery runs when I saw his empty pantry. Grocery runs turned into cleaning his house when I realized he couldn't manage it anymore. Pretty soon I was spending 4 hours every weekend at Harold's place, organizing his medications by day and time, fixing his broken toilet that had been leaking for months, cooking him actual meals instead of letting him survive on stale crackers and canned soup. The lying to Katie started small. I have to run some errands, I'd tell her. Or, Derek needs help moving some furniture this weekend. She never questioned it at first because I'd always been helpful to friends and neighbors. But then I started staying later and later. Harold would get confused about what day it was, or forget to eat lunch, or panic because he couldn't find his reading glasses that were sitting on his head. So I'd text Katie that work was running late, or that Derek's project was taking longer than expected, or that I had to cover someone's shift at the warehouse. Each lie got easier to tell but harder to live with. Last month, Harold had a bad fall in his bathroom. I found him bleeding from a cut on his forehead. Spent 6 hours in the emergency room with him, holding his hand while they ran tests to make sure he didn't have a concussion. I told Katie I was at a mandatory safety meeting that ran way over. She asked why I looked so exhausted and stressed when I got home. I said the meeting was incredibly boring and felt like it lasted forever. The worst part is watching Harold get worse week by week. Some days he's sharp as ever, telling me stories about the Korean War or teaching me how to fix his ancient lawnmower that's older than me. Other days he forgets my name completely, asks me who I am and why I'm in his house. Sometimes he thinks I'm his dead son Tommy coming home from the military. Those days break my heart. Katie confronted me last week, asked me directly if I was having an affair. The way she said it, with actual tears in her eyes, almost made me tell her everything right there. I wanted to explain the whole situation, but Harold made me promise never to tell anyone about his condition. He's absolutely terrified that if word gets out, his daughter will force him into a nursing home against his will. So I lied again, told Katie she was being paranoid and that I was just working extra hours to save money for our summer vacation. She didn't believe me. I could see it written all over her face. 22 years of marriage, and now she thinks I'm cheating because I'm secretly taking care of a lonely old man who has nobody else in the world. The irony is killing me inside. I know I should tell her the truth, but I also know that once I do, she'll want to help and get involved. Harold's pride barely allows him to accept help from me. He'd be mortified if more people knew how much he was struggling. So I keep lying, keep making excuses, keep watching my wife suspect the worst while I'm actually doing something good. It's the hardest secret I've ever kept, and it's destroying my marriage to save a man's dignity.